wellness to me, it helps me keep doing this. And for myself, I put on a very energetic, running around, jumping, doing all sorts of wacky stuff show to continue doing that because I love music and I love being in a band. If I'm pissed off at something, I'll pick up the guitar and usually something good comes out. But even if I'm in a relaxed mood, something good could come out. And I bring all my supplements on tour. And if there's not a gym close by, I have weights, kettlebells. There's always a place to do pull-ups. You could always find a place to do pull-ups. I don't listen to aggressive music when I'm running because I'm trying to be at a normal pace. If I was listening to The Exploited, I'd be like charging down the street like a nut, screaming the lyrics. So I just something more mellow. I tell everybody it's all about balance.
Welcome to the Collaborative Resource Hub by Wellness Provisions. We're bridging the gap between mental health, wellness, and rock and roll. I'm Amy McBride, owner of Wellness Provisions, the most badass wellness business. Hey, are you feeling a little stuck in life? I offer wellness coaching sessions. Book a session with me if you're seeking to get healthy and ahead. Sessions are available worldwide. And check this out. Wellness Provisions supplies rock and rollers with high-quality supplements. We've simplified your shopping experience and given you a trustworthy place to go where you can essentially shop blindfolded. And did you know all our Collaborative Resource Hub interviews air on YouTube as well as all major podcast platforms? Subscribe to stay in the loop. Go immerse yourself in the full Collaborative Resource Hub experience over on our website. You'll have access to helpful resources that will inspire and educate you. So let's inspire each other. If that guy did it, so can you. Last but not least, my legal disclaimer. Nothing in this interview or the Collaborative Resource Hub substitutes medical advice. Please connect with your GP if you need medical guidance. Pete, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there with all this virus business around the world and, sitting around.
Are you like the cat in the tree, hanging in there? Positivity?
Yeah. It's kind of hard sometimes to stay positive when everything just keeps, for musicians at least, like everyone, around here. I live in Daytona Beach.
Right.
There's no rules at all here. It's as if it doesn't even exist. Okay. And people are like, you guys still aren't on tour? That's crazy because, I went to this club and I go to this bar, but it's like, okay, that's this state,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has different rules everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's different.
Yeah. And they're always like, couldn't you just play at the bar down the street? And it's like, so we're going to fly everybody here, bring all of our equipment to play it at a bar.
Right.
They just don't understand. It's not like you show up with an acoustic guitar and play covers, Yeah. It's like there's 5 people that work for us. There's plane tickets. There's buses. There's,
it's
lots of overhead.
Yeah, it's a thing. So what does wellness mean to you?
Well, it keeps me going. Okay. The band is 36 years old now, I think. So I don't know if you've ever seen us play, but it's extremely high energy.
Yeah.
And we're not acting. We're feeling the music. And for myself, I put on a very energetic, running around, jumping, doing all sorts of wacky stuff show. And to continue doing that because I love music and I love being in a band. This band is my life, okay? And I love it so much that I don't want to stop. It's like a lot of people say, well, when are you guys going to do when it's over? When are you going to retire? It's like why would I want to retire? Like before all this Corona business, every year we would go all over the world and see friends that you've made and you've known for decades and stuff.
Yeah.
So wellness to me, it helps me keep doing this, okay? And put together with this that I have a daughter now, and she's 9 years old, I can't be like, oh, my back hurts. I can't do this. Oh,
Yeah.
My shoulders are messed up. I can't, I'm an older dad, and I have to be ready, to fight off all the boys and, all that.
So what does eating healthy look like to you then?
Well, I do eat meat. I'm like one of the only guys in the band that does, but I lose weight really fast. I have a very high metabolism. And so, but I balance it. I don't just eat meat and like cheeseburgers and shit like that. I'll have, fish and chicken, once in a while, a steak, but I'll have that once a week. And then the rest is like vegetarian stuff. You know, I love the fake meats, and I know it's not the best for you, but it's tasty.
Yeah. It's like a vice for you. You just got to have some.
Yeah. And if I don't have enough vegetables, and I could tell when I'm not, I have a friend, and he has a company called High on Life, and it's all hemp-based and stuff like that. And he sends me some really good stuff. And it's like, you put a little in your glass of water, and you actually feel it. So I know when things are out of balance.
Right.
That's how I keep in balance.
That's awesome that he uses hemp like as the base anyway and everything, because it's one of there's not many, but it's one of the few complete proteins with all the amino acids. So that's awesome.
You're like a scientist, aren't you? So don't ask me any science questions. What I do, it works for me. Okay. Yeah. If people are always like, film your workouts. Tell me how you do it. It's like, it might not work for you. It works for me. Because I've been exercising and doing all this stuff for 28 years, some shit like that. So I do what works for me. I know I could be bigger. I could be more shredded if I did this, but I'm happy with my life. I'm happy having a pizza this day and then having a vegan, diet the next day,
Yeah.
It works for me. And I tell everybody, it's all about balance.
That's what I was, that's what I was going to say. Having that balance, me personally, that's what I like. I don't like any extremes, any specific labels or boxes. It's just having a really good balance and variety and stuff, I think is like super important.
And most people that jump from extremes, they burn out and then they go extremely the other way, which really messes you up,
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I mean, whether it's exercise or food or whatever, it should be like a lifestyle, not a diet or something that you're just doing for like, I don't know, maybe like a superficial goal or something like that.
Yeah. Or to fit in,
Yeah.
I always try to fit out. You know what I'm saying? If that's fitting in, I don't want to be involved.
Right. So do you ever have periods of time where like you're not exercising as much, or like can you feel it when you've sort of tapped out of that healthiness, I guess?
Well, with me, it's like a mental thing. If I take 3 days off from some sort of exercise, I get cranky and angry, and I get really anxious that something is going wrong inside of me, even though it's not. You could take whatever. Yeah. But it's a mental thing too. For instance, last night my wife left to tour manage and tech for a band called Bad Cop, Bad Cop. So I'm here with my daughter, which throws off my whole workout thing. I get up at 3 a.m. and I work out from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And then I start my day. But now I can't leave Lucy home alone while I'm at the gym. So I made a deal with her on Fridays and Saturdays. We're going to go to the gym at midnight and she can come with me. Because I have my own key. It's a very small gym. And it's mainly like a bodybuilder's type place.
Yeah.
I pay extra for the key so I could go in at any time and play any music I want. And I move shit around. And I disinfect the entire place when I get in there. And I clean everything. So I'm going to go Friday, Saturday at midnight. The rest of the week, I'm going to do kettlebells, body weight stuff, running and all that while I'm at home.
Yeah. So that's a good compromise.
Yeah. And it's always good to switch shit up,
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
I look a little sweaty because I was just in the garage looking for all my stuff to get ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow's my first day of, doing all the stuff around the house.
Yeah. How long will your like house routine be? Like 2 hours also, or what do you think?
Yeah, whatever. The crazy thing is if I'm not at the gym, I think I have to do more. So I'll even do more. Because when we're recording, we go up to Staten Island and we stay at this house, and that's where the recording studio is. So I bring my kettlebells with me, and I'll just sit there for hours doing shit. Because first of all, there's nothing to do unless you're playing. So you're just like hanging around.
Yeah.
And hanging around means, well, you're sitting there and you're, hey, let me eat this slice of pizza, and to me, oh shit, I can't do that. I got to get moving.
Yeah.
So,
actually, so that's kind of a question I'm curious about. Like when you guys are on tour in the past and when you will be in the future, what are things, I don't know, what's like, how do you stay healthy on tour, or even have like healthy like communication with like your other band members and like that kind of stuff, just feeling good while you're out there?
well, my schedule is completely different with those guys. Like when I'm getting up in the morning, okay, so if you're in Europe, 10 a.m. is 4 a.m. US time. So I'm still on the same schedule. Okay. So I'm getting up at 10 a.m. Those guys are basically going to bed to sleep. So I get up, and if there's not a gym close by that I could walk to or take an Uber to or whatever, I have weights, kettlebells. There's always a place to do pull-ups. You could always find a place to do pull-ups.
Yeah.
And I bring my what the hell are they? The gymnast rings with the straps and the ring. Those things are great. So you can put those up. If the tree branch is straight enough, you put up in the tree branch. There's always a kids park somewhere close by that you can hook all your stuff up to. And I bring all my supplements on tour, or I get it from whichever club we're playing. They get it for me or whatever. Then when I go to take a nap, those guys are waking up.
Well, that's what's awesome though about like waking up early just in general, is like you get so much stuff accomplished when other people are usually sleeping or just not being productive, and then you feel just awesome.
Yeah. It freaks me out a little that I can't be at the gym as early as I want to be on at least the next 3 weeks, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll do some, when Lucy's at school, I could go running. I live across the street from the beach, so I could, run on the beach, go swimming, whatever.
Yeah. It's a matter of like changing your perspective that like the next few weeks it's different, but it's okay that it is.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Totally.
It'll probably hit me better. And then when I go back, that'll hit me better. So.
Yeah. Like just tolerance breaks sort of.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you go to sleep really early then, since you wake up so early?
Well, I still put Lucy to bed. So that means I take her into a room and I sit there with her, and which means I fall asleep sitting there with her. But my sleeping is very broken up, and I know it shouldn't be, but it is. So I'll put her to bed at 9. I usually wake up at 10 when she's dead asleep, and I get up and then I do some stuff, and then I go to bed. Then I get up at 3.
Oh, right.
5. But so if she's in school, when I get home at 5, I make her lunch. I get all her stuff ready. Then I wake her up. Then I make her breakfast. Then I take her to school.
Does she like any of your like protein powders or greens powders or anything? Do you ever give her any of that?
When I make pancakes, I put my protein inside of it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it tastes really good too. If it's flavored like cookies and cream or something, the pancakes have that flavor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that does sound, and you can put like chocolate chips in it, like dark chocolate chips.
This is true.
So how do you deal with like adversity or rejection or any kind of like obstacles like that? Do you have like mantras that you say like good things are still coming to me, or do you, do journaling, or, go to the gym more often or whatever?
I don't do journaling or anything like that, but I play music all the time, or I listen to music, or something like that. And lately, my daughter's been asking me to teach her how to draw and art stuff a little better. She's all impressed that I have a degree in graphic arts, which doesn't mean anything now because it's completely obsolete. The shit that people do now. I graduated from college, 30 years ago or something like that. So that doesn't mean, because now you can do the same thing with an app that I learned in school, and you can do it, all right, it's done, instead of sitting there for hours drawing shit. But to answer your question, I don't really have anything like that except just playing music. I'm kind of, if I'm pissed off at something, I'll pick up the guitar and usually something good comes out. But even if I'm in a relaxed mood, something good could come out, When I moved to the beach from New York City, everyone's like, oh, what are you going to be writing? You're going to be writing like reggae stuff and, around. But it's like when I moved here, I started writing more and heavier stuff.
Really?
I am. It's just me that comes out, So.
Why do you think, have you thought about, though, the change in scenery and then producing like that heavier kind of music? Is there...
The music is coming from me. It has nothing to do with my surroundings.
Okay.
I love all music, but I play aggressive music, which I love.
Right. Yeah.
And workout wise, I don't listen to aggressive music when I'm running because I'm trying to be at a normal pace. If I was listening to The Exploited, I'd be like fucking like charging down the street like a nut, screaming the lyrics. So I just something more mellow, but I'm working out. I listen to heavier stuff.
Yeah. That's good. What do you do to kind of help you, or is it just simply, I don't know, feeling, but like tap into inspiration, or like what kind of inspires you?
Music just comes to me. Like I'll be sitting there, maybe just tapping on my legs, and it's a good beat. And okay, then maybe a riff will just come into my head. And it actually just comes to me like that. Sometimes if I'm sleeping and there's something that keeps coming and coming and hearing it, and it puts itself together, and when I get up, I actually have a riff or a song or something like that. I told this story a million times, but we have a song called Death or Jail, and I heard it in my sleep, and I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. It kept playing, and I was like, wow, that's a good riff. So I had to get up, and I played it, and I got the guitar, and I put it together, and I got a verse, and I got a chorus, and I got a different part, and the song was written. And it actually came to me when I was trying to sleep or in between or whatever. So it happens that way sometimes.
That's awesome. Because a lot of people, it's like they'll get ideas like if they're like, running or swimming, like they kind of get in that Zen state. But I don't know. Music is just literally in your blood, I think. It sounds like.
Yeah, it definitely is. If I don't have, if I'm cutting the grass or something, I got to have music. Every day there has to be music. We always have to, if we're just sitting around drawing or whatever, there's always music playing. Growing up, it was like that in our house with my parents.
Okay.
My dad would be playing like doo-wop and 50s music. And my mom is from France, so she would be playing like Edith Piaf and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now when I hear it, it reminds me of my mom, It reminds me of when she would be cleaning the house and stuff.
Yeah. What are some of your daughter's favorite bands?
She actually loves a band from here, from Gainesville, and they're called Less Than Jake. They're kind of a pop punk kind of band. They're really nice guys, and she likes heavier bands too. Behemoth. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. Because we play a lot of festivals and they're all mixed.
Yeah.
It'll be Less Than Jake, and there'll be, Slayer or something like that. And I've grown up with all these bands. So there's, hey, I've known everybody for 20, 30 years. And to them, oh, that's Uncle this guy. And that's, oh, the bass player from, Slayer. Oh, that's Uncle, Tom.
Yeah.
And AFI. And, so she likes bands. She likes the people more than the music. But she actually really loves Less Than Jake.
That's cool. Yeah. I remember like when I was, I don't know, 13 or something, I got into Less Than Jake and Real Big Fish and Goldfinger and like all of that kind of third wave ska stuff. And then I just jumped into punk pretty quick. So
like Warped Tour stuff, more the stuff from the Warped Tour. Is like, we were always the heaviest band on the Warped Tour back then.
Not surprised. So let's see. What are some ways that you balance stress, like on the day to day? Like, how do you stay level?
I don't want to keep saying the same shit, but by playing music or working out.
Okay. Do you ever do like breathing or do you do any kind of breathing exercises? Because that could help like with the exercise.
Before going on stage, I start, and then out. And then it gets faster and faster and faster till my heart is really racing. And then the adrenaline kicks in. And then you go on stage. But the whole time you're jumping around. I used to jump rope before playing. You got to stretch, getting old and all that. You got to stretch out everything before you go.
Yeah. Do you have to like ice or anything like that, like afterwards?
Hells yeah. People are always, wow, you guys look so young. And look at the way you're acting on stage. And then I'm like, you don't see us in the morning getting out of the bunk of the bus. You're like, oh my God. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you got to like brace yourself if you're sneezing so that you don't pull your back.
Yeah. You go to pick up a sock, you're like, oh.
The bad thing is that's actually like me right now. My back is a little messed up right now. So I feel you on that.
Towards the end of the tour, you're taking a whole bunch of like ibuprofen's. Like, all right, we got one more show. Let's get going.
Yeah. Do you ever do like turmeric or anything like that to help with inflammation and pain?
I do everything. Take it all. See if it works.
Here's an advert in less than 20 seconds. Did you know that Wellness Provisions offers one-on-one wellness sessions? Yep. So if you're seeking to get healthy and ahead in life, but feeling a little stuck, then book a session and let's get you unstuck. Now back to the interview.
I always say this to my daughter, and I've been living by this my whole life. And I always say, I live by these things. It's what if something happens? Would you be able to help yourself or help somebody else? And she's always asking, well, why do you do this? And why do you work out twice a day? And why? And I'll be like, what if I needed to run to get some help for you? I can. If I need to run fucking 20 miles, I can. Okay? What if I was being attacked by an alligator? I could try to get away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always tell her you have to be prepared. And I don't want her to be like looking under, the blankets and looking behind her.
Paranoid, not paranoid.
Yeah, you got to be ready for life. What if your friend was getting beat up by somebody? I'm not saying run into the fight. I'm saying run to get help or jump in and help. What if someone's attacking you? That's what I always worry about. What if someone is attacking her? She has to know how to save herself, or at least save herself, or know how to fucking scream so fucking loud.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell her, it's like, well, what if this happens? If you train or are aware of stuff, you'll know how to get by. So she started taking, before, of course, COVID ruins everything, she was taking jiu-jitsu for a while. And she really liked it. She likes it so much. But she hasn't been back yet because, who knows? I mean, obviously, training jujitsu, there's people laying on each other and sweating and breathing in faces. So I don't really want her to go back just yet. And she's pretty sad about it. But it's a great thing for everyone to know. A little bit of ground fighting.
Yeah.
Okay? Saying go out and hurt people or anything like that. It's like, if you know something a little bit that someone else doesn't know, already have the upper hand.
Right.
You know? I've been taking jujitsu for a while, and I haven't trained in a long time, but I still go over stuff and I know stuff, and I made it all the way to purple belt. And then my daughter was born, and then I didn't do shit. But if you know certain things that other people don't know, like the average person in the street, if there's a psycho coming at you, you know how to do it. Every fight winds up on the ground because you're like stumbling around and shit like that. And if you know, if your base is ground fighting, that's that, you know?
Yeah. My brother, he's super into jujitsu. He wants me to start taking it. I don't know. I've done one, just like a one-off. It was like a women's self-defense class thing. It was like Krav Maga, I think was what we were learning. So that was cool. And there was ground stuff with that.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to learn is that. Because there's no fancy shit at all. It's just like, this guy's coming at you. You kick him in the balls. And then you shove your thumb in his eye and run away.
And I thought it was cool too. Like, this part of your arm is like the hardest. I mean, because I didn't know or think about that before. So that was cool to learn too.
Yeah, I rarely ever do that. It's always, you know, it's like a can opener.
Yeah. Yeah. I took Taekwondo when I was in like elementary school, I think, or middle school. So it's like, I can still kick, but kicking seems like bad because they'll grab your foot or your leg or whatever, and then you're down.
Yeah. Well, it all depends. Like for Muay Thai, if you kick someone in the leg, that person is not going to be standing. I don't know if you ever seen a Thai fight. When we were in Thailand, we went to one of the most famous arenas, and we watched all the Muay Thai fights, and it was like these guys were smashing their shins together, and it was just like you heard the noise, and you're just like what the fuck? And it's like it didn't bother them. It's like, so imagine if that guy kicked you in the leg, you wouldn't even be able to walk.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's all situational.
You need everything.
Yeah. But that's good though that you're teaching that stuff to your daughter. And it's true, like really, like the best weapon is your voice and screaming, really. Attention.
So just run. Run, scream. You know? And then if someone catches you, you pull out your gun and you're like, get out of here.
That's right. Or at least a knife or something.
You know, living in Florida, everybody has guns, and it's like,
can you open carry there?
Concealed.
Okay.
But you still got it. And you don't need a concealed weapons license to keep a gun in your car, which is pretty crazy. So you don't need anything to have a pistol sitting in your car.
Really? I went North Carolina, which is where I am. It must, because I thought you still needed a concealed carry to have it in your car. I wonder if you do here. I don't know.
I know Florida is like I said, there's no rules for anything. You know, there's no rules at all. I have my concealed weapons license.
Yeah.
And I could carry my pistol in 38 states. Crazy. But you have to do each tiny little change in the law for every single state, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm pro Second Amendment, and I've got my revolver here, but I never got like my permit or anything for concealed carry. And I should. I'm lazy, I guess, but that and jujitsu, that's what I need to go do. Self-defense stuff.
Where do you live in North Carolina?
I live in Wilmington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just right on the coast, like I don't know, I think it's like an hour north of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, so just up the coast.
Okay.
So the tagline for my business is delay dying. So I like to ask if you had to give someone, like advice or tips or something on how to delay dying, or in other words, live happier and healthier and safer. What would you say?
I would always say keep moving in some way. If you like riding your bike, you ride your bike. If you like walking, walk. If you like training full on MMA, you train that. If you like just hiking or whatever, you got to keep moving. You got to keep Father Time way behind you, just keep running away from
It's good.
him.
So do you guys, or do you personally have anything coming up, coming out, anything you want to share, cameo stuff, anything you want to spread the word on?
I mean, since the whole COVID thing happened, it's like I have T-shirts, I have sticker packs. It's called the Pete Pack, okay? And it comes with buttons, pins, stickers, magnets, guitar picks, and a personally autographed photo. I do the cameo thing. I'm just trying to make ends meet because, it goes, we went from making this much to making this much, and it's really hard to pay the bills. It's like being a teenager again. Like the first time we were in the band, like, okay, let's get a shitty job. Then we go on tour, so we'll quit the shitty job, make no money. It's like, but now I have a house and cars and family
Yeah.
and a daughter who needs new sneakers every week. So.
Funny, not funny. Yeah.
I just can't wait to be over and be able to play. We played 5 shows this year, and you could see how happy people are when they're at a show. There's no bullshit. There's no tough guys. There's no fighting. Everyone's just like so happy to be at a show with live music and feel it again, which is great. And us too. It's like it's over too quick. It's like, fuck, the set's over already.
Yeah. Well, that's it. There's so much. Everyone, I mean, you take something away from someone and then you realize what you lost. And so then you have that experience and there's just so much gratitude. And yeah, like no one wants drama. They're just so happy to be there.
Yeah. I can't wait for to go back to Europe and all those places again.
Yeah. What's your favorite place that you've toured in Europe?
Belgium is great. Germany is always the place to be. They love, I can't just say Germany because they love heavy music so much over there. And it's like people will be like, that band still exists? And it's like some old metal band that never really made it here. And then they're playing in front of 10,000 people in Europe. And the people have so much heart. And they'll go to a festival on Thursday and sleep in the mud till Sunday to see every single band. It's like, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
And then the kids, when they start having kids, they start bringing their kids. Great.
That's one thing that I always thought was interesting. I mean, just always, growing up in the scene and stuff is like, whatever, like bands they're always more popular in Europe than in the US.
I don't know why. Makes no sense. It's like, well, we have a show in Poughkeepsie coming up. It's going to be, I hope it's great, but it's going to be okay. But if it was a Monday night in the tiniest town in Germany, it would be sold out in advance for 2 months. And, the people, it'll be overcrowded and people have to be turned away. It's strange. And I mean, who would ever think sick of it all was going to, okay, we're playing this summer and there's 80,000 people at the show. And it's like a bunch of guys from Queens. And we're like, yeah, we do that every year, And it's just like, what? People are like, holy shit, look at that picture. That's a lot of people. It's like, yeah. In the summertime, you play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in front of crowds that big. And then you take Monday off and Tuesday you play a fun, small show. And in America, you could, back before COVID, I'm sure it's going to change.
Yeah.
But you could barely string together enough shows to keep the tour going sometimes. So
yeah, it is what it is.
Tours. I'd rather be on one of those tours right now than sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, you've got the one show to look forward to, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to have fun. I don't even know if there's no one there. I'm still going to have fun, and my daughter's coming. She's going to have fun.
Yeah. So you'll at least be playing to her.
Yeah. And she misses touring because the last 2 years she's like, "Are we getting to go on tour this summer? Like, what's happening?" I'm like, "No, not doing anything."
Your daughter sounds cool.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She seems like she's jaded. She'll be like, sitting there, there's 20,000 people in front of her. She'll be like, "How many songs are left of the set? Can I go back on the bus?"
Can I go play Minecraft?
I have this video. It's like a really short video. And I'm going like this with my guitar. And she's sitting there going like this. You can see her in the shot, like just playing Minecraft.
Everyone's reality is different, and that's all normal to her. So yeah.
Exactly. Like being backstage, meeting all these bands, and that's just some guy.
Yeah.
They'd be like freaking out. Like one of our neighbors, he's like, "You guys know Pennywise? You guys know Social Distortion?" Like, yeah, there's guys in a band like me.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, that's crazy." But it's like you said, it's different. This is our reality, and other people say, "Wow, those guys are in a band."
Right. Well, even, like with this, what I do, some of the bands that I've interviewed, I haven't heard their music. Most of them I have, but it's like, it doesn't even matter. I'm just talking to like a person, but I've got friends that are like, "But you've talked to so-and-so." And I'm like, well, yeah, it's just like, not a fangirl at all. It's just, everyone's just a human. They're an individual. They're a person. And it's just, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. Lucy was nervous going back to school, but she drum checked in front of 20,000 people. They're boom, bah, 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 20,000 people, and everyone's like cheering because, hey, look at that kid.
Yeah.
And she's nervous going back to school with her friends that she knows.
So funny. Yeah. Do you have any podcasts that you like, or do you just listen to music?
There's a podcast. I think I would have to look into my phone and then lose you. I think it's called "What Shaped Our Lives" or something like that, and it's all new hardcore bands. And it's a woman, and she loves hardcore, but what she does is she tries to give a chance to all the newer bands from everywhere. And it's really, really cool. If I don't have the right name, when you email me, I'll send it to you.
Perfect.
And what she does, it's like the old college radio stuff. It's not like her just talking. It's like, here's a band from Connecticut. They just got together. They recorded this in their basement, and she'll play their new song and a different band's new song and 4 songs. Tell you who the bands are and how you get in touch with them, and then she plays new and more bands. So it's like an old radio show.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So I've been listening to that. Yeah, it's pretty good.
How long has she been doing that? Having that podcast?
There's a good amount of shows. I was just listening on Spotify, but there's a pretty good amount of stuff on there. I'll send you the name. I'm sure I got it. I know I got it wrong. Can't remember. I'm so old.
Do you take anything for like cognitive support for like brain function or anything?
I will. Once I start making more money again, I could actually start getting more supplements because I've been forgetting, you walk into the kitchen, you're like, what the fuck am I doing in here? What was I supposed to get? And then when you walk back out, that's when you remember what's going on.
It's so funny how that happens. It's like as soon as you just like leave the room or go back to where you were, you get it.
I was talking to a friend about one of my other friends who's a famous actor, and he was doing a movie, and he told me all the other actors, and I couldn't remember it. And these are famous people, and I couldn't remember their names at all. Like, I forget it. I can't fucking remember. Forget the story. Forget it. I couldn't remember anything.
I mean, because I feel like too, like stress and multitasking for sure kills brain cells. And then just like not getting enough fat, like healthy fats in your diet really starves the brain of, being able to function well. So those are things too.
What do you suggest? Like, what do you think? Like fish oils and stuff like that? Or
yeah, fish oil. So like the other part of my business is I sell supplements, and like I have a kit. It's called the healthy cognition kit or cognitive support kit. I don't know what I called it, but it's lion's mane.
You can't remember. Like, what the fuck?
I swear it works really well. But it's got lion's mane mushroom powder and then fish oil in it. And the two, it's like a dream team for overall brain function and like memory and stuff like that. But even incorporating more like coconut oil, olive oil, eating like salmon, sardines, stuff like that is all good for the brain.
Yeah.
And meditating.
I don't meditate.
You don't?
There's too much noise here. I got two crazy dogs, and my daughter, she does this thing when she's listening to music. She'll walk around the couch. And even if you're just sitting there, she's just like back and forth. She like does laps. And then she's singing and talking out loud and this and that.
It's just like, I'm going to listen to music. And then part of that is doing laps. Like that's just, it happens at the same time.
And then you'd be like, could you stop? I'm trying to, watch this. No, come on. I want to do it. I was like, all right. And I'm like, at least she's exercising. So,
she's getting her steps in.
Yeah. I said, that's cool.
And she's like, you're the one sitting down watching TV. Maybe you should move.
Like all stretched out, like, okay.
So do you take her, do you ever take her to the gym with you then? Or are you going to coming out? Like, will she do anything when she's there?
I don't know. She might, but it's like a gym, and it's like dirty, and I said you could bring your iPad and play whatever you want, listen to music, but don't touch anything. You gotta wear gloves.
I was gonna say, give her gloves.
I wear full like work gloves, and I've always have, because who really cleans the weights? I know at my gym they don't. That's why I clean everything before touching.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna take my water bottle, I'll take my glove off and put my glove back on. Get all sorts of stuff going on.
But most people won't do that kind of stuff. Like if they have, if they're using gloves, then it's like whatever I touch, everything is clean. But then they'll touch their face, or they'll touch like their water bottle still with the glove, and I'm like, oh my God, you've missed the point.
Yeah, I never ever, if I have an itch on my face, I'll take my shirt, or I never touch, myself or my stuff with the gloves.
Yeah.
And then when I'm finished, I spray them down with some kind of disinfectant, whatever, then throw them in the wash later on. Don't want to sound crazy or anything, but I'm just like a staph infection. That is fucking insane. Like when I used to really train jiu-jitsu when I lived in the city in Manhattan, this dude got a staph infection and he had like a hole, like actually in his fucking side. And it was like, it's because he never washed his gi. I was like, that's disgusting. And and I'm rolling around with him. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, and he's touching all the mats and stuff.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's gnarly. Yeah, I was going to ask if you wash the gloves too. It would be kind of funny if you didn't, but you check every box. So
yeah, and then when I come home, we have a shower in the garage because it's like a beach house.
Yeah,
so that's where surfers wash off the sand. So I shower there first, then I come into the house.
Are there any books that you like a lot?
when I read, I just read like horror and fantasy stuff. I love horror movies. I love reading horror books. Stephen King, Joe Hill, stuff like, guys like that. I
Yeah.
don't know. I love scary movies. I love getting scared. Scariest movie is The Exorcist, and it's scary as, my daughter wants to be like that, but she's so scared when she sees stuff. And I was like, when you're like 18, we'll watch The Exorcist together, okay? The uncut version, and you'll see what scary is.
She has to baby step towards building up her like threshold for scary.
Yeah, I mean, like wacky zombie movies. It's like, oh, I'm so scared. I was like, there's no way you can watch The Exorcist with me. There was a commercial, and they were showing, like a cut-up version of The Exorcist on TV just before Halloween. And they just showed a split second of when Linda Blair twists her head, and she goes, like that. And she was scared to death. She's like, what? That's from the movie. I was like, yeah. I said, that's not even near the scariest shit in the movie. Like, I can't watch that. That's crazy.
Did she ever get nightmares or anything? Like if she like
Yeah. She'll see something, like she's scared of zombies for some reason. Her room is right next to ours, and you'll hear she'll like bang on, Daddy. I have to go in there and sit with her for a little while.
I like though that you said she's scared of zombies for some reason. Zombies are fair to be scared of. If you're like, she's scared of panda bears for some reason, that would be weirder.
But it's such a trendy thing. I'm into horror, and it's such a trendy thing. Look how many zombie shows there are,
True.
A really good show on Netflix we just started watching called Black Summer. And it's sort of zombie-ish, but you don't have to be bitten to become a zombie. If you just die, you become a zombie because there's something, they didn't explain it yet, but there has to be some sort of virus in the air. So everyone has it. And if you die, you come back like that. It's pretty fucked up. And it's so high powered and high energy, and you're like stressed watching it. It's pretty fun. Because there's people running in every direction. You don't know who a zombie is. Everyone's shooting in every direction. It's a pretty fun show.
Oh my God. Yeah. Have you seen the show Postmortem on Netflix?
No.
I think I'm on, actually, I guess I'm like on episode 5 or something maybe now, but it's zombie-esque, and it's weird. Like it's like a show that's like real life. So it's not supposed to be like all fantastical and stuff, but it's trippy. You should watch, like, I think after the first episode, you get the point of the show, and it's like, what the fuck? It's good. Postmortem.
I'll check it out.
What kind of dogs do you have?
The two just mixed mutts. Murphy, one day he just wound up when we lived a little further from here, he just wound up at our doorstep. And so we put up signs everywhere. We found your dog with a picture of him for months, and nobody came to get him. And then strangely, we got a phone call like 4 months later. Hey, you still have that dog? And I was like, oh yeah, is it yours? Oh no, I just wanted to make sure that he's being taken care of. So obviously it's the person who fucking threw Murphy in the street, just making sure that the dog was okay. But the cool thing is he's the sweetest dog. He was completely trained when we got him. He's never mean. And when my wife was pregnant, he would sit in front of the couch with her. And then when Lucy was born, he would lay in front of the crib. And now he's with me all the time. Both dogs, I'm like the pack leader. And it's like, I can't go anywhere without them. So when I get up at 3 a.m. to go to the gym, I'm trying to be quiet. And they both get up, and then they shake. And they're like, and they're, making tons of noise. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
They're like, but you're awake, and we're here, and we're ready. We'll follow you.
Yeah. And then when I come in, they want their treats. So they're like crying, and they're, jumping around the house. They're like, God.
That's crazy, though, that he showed up trained, but that he was dumped.
Someone just dumped him. And he's super sweet. He's like a big goofball. I mean, he's 12 years old now. And the other dog, Angel, she has like 20 different names, but that's from the Humane Society. And we got an alert that the Humane Society needed more dog food. So we went out and bought some and brought it over there, and we came home with a dog. So,
was that intentional?
No. Lucy was with us, and she was maybe 2 years old, 3 years old. And she just, and then we were like, okay, we'll take her with us. Yeah. And now Angel's like 13, and she's completely blind, and she barks at fucking everything. The garbage men, motorcycles, thunder, any man that comes in the house, she will not stop barking at them. And it's not because she's angry at them, is they have to pet her. And when she comes in and she barks at you, she just rolls on her back and lays there. And if you stop rubbing her stomach, the second you stop, she starts barking again.
Oh my gosh. So she knows, like, if I bark, I get pet.
Yeah, it's like she's a pain in the ass sometimes. Like, I had to make sure they weren't anywhere. They're probably right at the door of this room right now, waiting. So.
Can you not hear them whimpering? They have to be whimpering or something.
They do howl. If I go into the basement and I'm gone, or my wife is gone or whatever, they both sit there and howl. And we looked up why, and they say wolves, when the pack leaders go away, or the pack leader, they sit there and howl till it comes back, and so the pack leader knows where they are.
Oh and my God!
Over here, this crazy old lady who lives over here, she'll leave notes on her door. That's cruelty to animals. What are you doing to them?
So it's not even like an anxiety thing with them. It's truly they know their place in the pack.
Yes, and crazy. Can you hear? Murphy. He's at the door crying.
I'm not surprised.
Hey.
He's like, I heard you talking about me.
You talking shit about me?
Does he help Angel with getting around now that she's blind? No?
He's a big jerk.
What a dick.
Yeah, he's such a jerk. If there's two balls on the floor, he'll knock her out of the way and grab both of them, He'll be like, you jackass. But she, jumps on him and bites him. When she's playful, she'll find where he is, and he'll just be sitting there like, come on, get off me. Come on, get off me.
So they're like true siblings.
Yeah. She knows her way around the house because she'll run along the side of the couches and stuff. But if you move something, you'll hear like, boom. And she always runs into stuff. We just brought a drum set and put it in the living room. And you hear that, boom. You hear all the time her running into the kick drum.
Because she hasn't figured spatially where it is yet. Do your dogs go in the ocean at all?
Yeah, Murphy goes nuts. He loves running into the water, and then Angel will run in there. So she'll run in there to attack Murphy, and then Murphy will be like, fucking 40 feet away already, and she's running around trying to bite him, and he's not there.
Not anywhere near there.
But she'll have this big smile on her face, and it's really cute. And she's jumping around, trying to find him, splashing in the water and stuff.
Aw. That's sweet.
At the end I live on a barrier island, and at the end there's a lighthouse. There's so much from moving from Manhattan to here. It's like there's turtles in our backyard. There's snakes everywhere. We let Murphy loose down, on the dog beach in Angel, and there was 10 manatees right at the edge of the water. It's pretty crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's a totally different world.
Yeah. It's kind of prehistoric, living in the house and stuff. Now, at this time of the year, mice look for a warm place to go. And we usually have the doors open and everything. We have to keep the garage basement door closed because they come in and then go into our sub-basement and stay there. Once I was in the sub-basement, and I was like, where the fuck did he get that squeaky toy? And you hear, like that. I was like, fuck. And it wasn't a squeeze. And he was like munching on this poor thing. I was like, stop. It was already dead, so I took a shovel and flicked him out the door. He's a total doofus.
Oh, my cats. I have 2 cats and they go after when they used to have a backyard, one of them killed this chipmunk that was sort of like known in the neighborhood, like the few houses around us. It was Chippy the chipmunk. And then it was like, where's Chippy? We haven't seen Chippy lately. And I was like, oh, fuck, that was the thing that 33 killed.
It's cool with all the strange, there's an owl that comes into the backyard and he hoots around all the time. And there's an actual bald eagle so the beach is 2 blocks in front of me, and the intercoastal waterway, which they call the river, that's like 4 houses that way behind us. So there's a bald eagle that lives right there. It's the coolest thing. You see him like standing on the highest branch possible. It's pretty cool stuff.
Those guys are huge, aren't they? Aren't they like just
huge? And you see there's a lot of hawks that go to the beach and grab fish, and the eagle attacks the hawks to take the fish away from them. And you see that happening. Like most people have to watch this on a nature show to see all this stuff, and it's like it's happening on your front lawn.
Yeah. You're like, it's Tuesday. It's just happening right here.
The sea turtles right in front, over there laying eggs and stuff. Oh, pretty cool stuff.
Wow. Do you miss the city at all?
Yeah. I do, because as soon as you go there, you feel the energy. Even though my old neighborhood is completely different, it's still the city. It's noisy. You do miss it. Yeah, definitely. I always say when I win the lottery, we're going to keep this house and then buy an apartment in the city.
Yeah, and then go between them.
Someday.
Just keep visualizing it, and somehow the pieces will come together.
Yeah, I try. I do.
Keep doing it. Is he at the door?
Yeah, let me let him in. Come here, you big goofball. Come here. Come here. Can you see him?
Not yet. Oh, I see his bum. Aww. Oh my God, he's cute.
He's all gray these days. So he just wants his bone. That's all he wants.
Cool. All right. I'll email you. Enjoy your evening.
You too.
All right.